Laser sights can deter threats and aid in quick target identification, enhancing your ability to protect your family, home, and country. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Welcome to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, where a right is always a right, not a privilege.
This out of New Zealand after they had that horrific shooting there. Guy went and shot up a bunch of people, killed a bunch of people. They immediately passed a ban on semi-automatic firearms. You see, they have no Second Amendment there, so they can do that. So, pass this ban. People, you have to turn them in, confiscate them, turn them in, right? Well, it's estimated that there may be as many as 300,000 guns that are illegal. So far, according to the New Zealand police, those turned in total 530. Yeah, you heard me right. 530 guns out of 300,000 have been turned in so far. Yeah, it's like Eric Swalwell. He's running for president. He's polling at 0 currently. But he's made it a big deal that part of his platform is basically confiscation of guns. We're going to ban a whole lot of guns. We're going to pick them up. You know, he calls it a buyback. Of course, you can't buy back what you've never had in the first place. So it is a mandatory confiscation. Yeah, we may give you some money for it. We may not. But you don't have the option of holding on to it. So if in New Zealand, where they have no Second Amendment, they have a compliance rate of less than 0.2%, and they have 300,000 guns that are illegal, and we have, well, we don't actually know, 300 million. I've seen the number of 450 million firearms in America. If we have a 0.2% compliance rate, why bother? Interesting, right? And people use guns in America for self-defense, as I've said, thousands of times a day. Yeah, about 6,000 times a day, actually, according to the numbers. And what's interesting about that is that, and I started off the show talking about this, the media is covering this more and more as people use guns in self-defense. They had to ignore it, or they did ignore it for a while, but now they have to acknowledge it because it has become so common. Well, joining me right now to talk about that and actually true stories of self-defense with firearms, Sim Waters. He is the author of a new book, Guns and Self-Defense, 23 Inspirational True Crime Stories of Survival with Firearms. Sim, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing all right, Tom. How are you doing today?
Well, we're excellent around here. I'll tell you what. This is actually a part of a series of books, is it not?
Yes, it is. My dad actually started writing about 19 or 20 years ago with a pretty popular book called The Best Defense. And 20 years later, I guess, we decided to write another one. And it's the first one because we have so many stories of people defending themselves and their families and sometimes total strangers with firearms. And,
well, you know, and that's an interesting point. We have so many now. 20 years ago, it was actually harder to find these stories. We know it was happening, but so rarely was it actually reported in the news. And of course, and also we didn't have quite the access, internet access. Right. How did you go about finding these stories?
Well, we obviously did an internet search because there are literally thousands and thousands of them on the online now. And then we would find the ones that we liked the best, I guess, just thought had a good story, and we would do interviews and get police reports and court records, and we would write their story in the most accurate portrayal of events that we possibly could without any kind of embellishment.
Did you talk with the people involved?
Oh, yes, we did. Mainly the people that were the intended victims.
Right.
I personally interviewed them, and they gave me crazy stories, but kind of uplifting at the end because they overcame. So.
Well, you know, and nobody volunteers for this. You know, this is not a thing you choose to do. You don't choose to be attacked, or were there some cases where people actually came to the defense of other people?
Yeah, in guns and self-defense, we have that happen quite a few times. We have multiple stories. There's a few cases where an officer was being attacked on the side of the road on the highway, and somebody came to their defense. And that's not the only stories that we have. That's just the ones that involved police officers. We have lots of other stories about some businesses, but there's quite a few home invasion stories also in the book.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting you mentioned that because I have one of those Google alerts set up. It's basically like a clipping service, and just
Right.
with the term home invasion. And it's stunning how many home invasions there are around the country. And almost never does it happen that it's just one person doing the home invasion. It's usually 2 to 5 people kicking in the door. Isn't that what you found?
Yeah, we came across quite a few of those. Some of them involved gangs also that would basically be terrorizing a city. And a few of the stories actually, the gang members were caught, and they were the reign of terror, if you will, was over in that city.
Because somebody had a gun and used a gun. Now, were in all of these stories that you have in here, 23 inspirational true crime stories, it says, did people fire their guns in all of those, or were there any that you included there where they didn't have to shoot?
No, this was all people that did fire their guns.
Okay.
Basically, they felt their life was in jeopardy, and a majority of these stories, if they didn't have a firearm, they would be dead, just plain and simple. And we found countless stories of those, but you can only make a book so long. So
Sure.
We picked the 23 most the best stories that we could find, and there you go.
It seems to me, and we all get into these discussions, and occasionally you'll hear somebody say, people, they have this myth. They think that they're going to use a gun for self-defense, and, that hardly ever happens, and it's just something that the NRA puts out, or it's just something of your imagination, or it's your John Wayne complex, or it's this or it's that. And I'm just thinking that a book like this where you say, okay, here they are, real people. Here's the name of the person. Here's how it actually happened. This is what occurred. This was the aftermath. When you can say, look, let me refer to you not in the abstract, but these are real people who are telling their real stories of how they were attacked and how they are around now because they had a gun. That's got to be powerful.
Oh, it is. And, interviewing these people, it was kind of eye-opening to be in that position. Like I said, we wrote all the stories without any embellishment and just using the records and their testimonies and court documents and all that kind of stuff. And they were it was very eye-opening for sure.
Through this process, interviewing all these people, writing this,
right?
Did you end up with any takeaways of, wow, I didn't know that, or this is something that people need to understand? I mean, there's kind of like, when you're done with it, you're thinking, wow, okay, I've got this that I would like to share with people about it. Yeah,
we basically finding all the stories and really realizing how many stories are out there. And it's also, Tom, that we have an ever-increasing anti-gun climate. And all we hear about are how bad guns are bad and scary and how they're used in mass shootings and things like that. We started to see that, people may want to hear a positive aspect for a change. Now,
sure.
It was some of the stories are brutal, but due to them having a firearm, like I said, they survived. And I didn't realize how many stories were like that out there.
And I want to put it on a personal level because a lot of people don't go this far, but they're alive, but also, their children have their mother still there. Their children still have their father still there. Or maybe even their children are still around because they had a gun and were willing to use it. No one wants to, and you're reluctant to do it, but you have it. The title of the book is Guns and Self-Defense. It's actually by Robert A. Waters and Sim Waters. Sim, what's the best way for people to get a copy of this?
The best way is to visit our blog. We run a true crime blog at robertwaters.net, and you can find our book on Amazon in paperback, ebook. We have the Audible audiobook also.
Cool.
And that's where you can reach us.
All right, robertwaters.net. Pay attention, it's not .com, it's .net, robertwaters.net. Then you can look on it. But that's probably the best place to start because you have actually not just this one, but all the other books are there as well. Congratulations and well done. This is a really worthwhile project that you guys are doing.
Well, thanks for having me on, Tom, and thanks for reading the book. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That's very cool, and it's just, like I say, it's instructional, it's inspirational, it's an eye-opener, and I would encourage anybody who's serious about self-protection, taking care of themselves or the family, to take a look at it. Guns and Self-Defense. Sim Waters, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All righty, 866-TALK-GUN. When you talk to people about the fact that you carry a gun, what kind of reactions have you gotten? Share your story. 866-TALK-GUN.
FN, the world's most battle-proven firearms. You want to reach for history, for greatness. So reach for the FN57, a 5.7 millimeter pistol built with the DNA of over a century of legendary FN firearms. And now, it's within reach at your local firearms dealer. The FN57 is the perfect combination of accuracy and stopping power. FN, the world's most battle-proven firearms.
Want great deals on guns, ammunition, and gear? Download the free Gundealio app today. With Gundealio, you can search for deals, listen to the Gun Talk podcast, watch gun videos, read gun news, and get notifications right to your phone about deals and special offers. Save money on the products you want from the companies you love. New deals, discounts, and rebates added daily. Gundealio, available for free in the App Store and Google Play.
For 25 years, Crimson Trace has led the industry in laser and light technology and customer service. Now, Crimson Trace is proud to offer electronic sights and rifle scopes for tactical, target, and hunting applications, with the same Crimson Trace offer of free batteries for life on all products. The new rifle scope line is also backed by an unconditional lifetime warranty from the brand that you have trusted for over 2 decades. Find out more at crimsontrace.com. For more than 70 years, Timney Triggers has been enhancing the shooter's experience. Whether it's a local competition, a day at the range, or even the hunt of a lifetime. Setting the standard in aftermarket triggers, Timney is now producing more than 170 models of triggers for bolt-action rifles, shotguns, AR rifles, and semi-automatic rifles. Proudly made in the USA since 1946. Find your new trigger at timneytriggers.com.
Hey, here's a question for you. What's the smallest caliber you would consider carrying for self-defense, and why? Just curious. It's just kind of one of those deals. I mean, I know people that say, "Hey, I'd carry 22 rimfire." Okay, I mean, better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Certainly better than a gun that you left at home. Yeah, better than better than the puckle gun. Better than the 45 that's in the safe back home. Any gun you carry with you is better than that. If. Once again, the answer is not the gun. And I know people go, what? The gun guy say that? Really? Yes, the answer is not the gun. The gun without the understanding, the training, the practice, the skill set, the wherewithal to employ it, and the mindset to try to find a way to not use it. It may not be a positive. It may not be a positive for you to have a gun for self-defense if you're not committed to getting serious about it and learning and taking instruction and getting training. And also, to carry a gun for self-defense. There's carrying and then there's home defense guns, okay? Two different things. Both require you to understand what the law is, to have some level of skill, because you think, well, what's to learn, right? You know, the guy breaks in, you just shoot him, right? Well, no. I mean, like, really, no. It's not that simple. It's not that easy. And you could really make a serious mistake that could send you to prison for a long time. Yeah, I'm serious about that. It could cost you your house, it could cost you your family. Just because someone's in your home, and I know people say, well, it's legal where I live. Okay, cool. Just because someone's in your home is not justification for shooting them. Could be your neighbor came home drunk, got confused about which house is his. Think about this. Think about this scenario. This is ugly. His key won't work. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. The key to his house won't work in your door. Nope, not gonna. And he gets frustrated. And he gets mad. And he starts banging. And he decides, oh, screw it. It's my house. I'm just going to do what I need to do. Kicks the door in. Ugly, huh? Guy just kicked in your door. Your house. Justified? Probably. Justifiable for you to use your gun? How would you be able to not use your gun? How could you arrive at a decision to not use your gun in that situation? How about just a really good flashlight? Or how about a good weapon-mounted light? You could shine it on him and go, Fred, what are you doing here? Oh, man, I don't know. What are you doing? He's going, what are you doing in my house? Who is this? Go, no, but with your light and the training to understand that until you identify this person as a real threat, not just because he's inside your house, but he's a real threat, you don't fire. Saved a life. Saved yourself a horrible situation. Who would have a weapon-mounted light? A lot of people. You know, it's interesting to me how many people don't understand the level of preparedness that many of us go through. They don't understand that a lot of us go to multiple classes. Yeah, I get it. You go, I'm busy. Right. Everybody has the same number of hours in a day. We're all busy. Everybody's busy. Well, I got a job. Everybody has a job. I'm reminded of one of the curses, the blessings and the curse of being married to someone who's a professional counselor. Probably good. I get all this free service that I need so badly. All behavior has a goal is one, but also one that she says often, and it is so true, is that you will reveal what's important to you by what you spend your time on. Think about that. Not necessarily your money. Because people have different levels of money, but everybody has the same amount of time. That's the precious commodity. You will reveal what's important to you by what you spend your time on, whether it's your children, or your job, or your hobbies, or in this case, what we're talking about is your decision to be safe, to protect your family, to protect yourself, and to get serious about it. I don't know, just an interesting thought. I thought I'd pass that along. 866-TALK-GUN, if you got something to add to that. Do you take training? How do you go about it? How do you fund it? Line 1's with us. Ron in Surprise, Arizona. Is that right, Ron?
Yes, it's a surprise to be here.
Well, welcome. I'm glad you made it in. How are you, sir?
Doing fine.
Good.
I have a range report on the Dillon 550B reloader.
Okay.
I've single stage loaded for years. The 550 is the Cadillac reloading machine. I talked my buddy into buying one. He wanted to load the 380, which is almost impossible on a single stage.
Right.
He's done 1,000 rounds so far.
Okay.
He's getting ready to do another 1,000 rounds in 9mm. He's never done that before. On my 550, I've just done 1,000 plus on the 45s.
How long does it take you to load 1,000 rounds of 45 ACP on that Dillon 550?
The machine is rated at 400 rounds an hour. I'm happy if I get 100 a night because I'm not in a big hurry.
Okay.
But if I wanted to crank them out, I could have 1,000 rounds in a weekend.
What is the value? For those who don't know, this is a progressive loader, kind of like almost like a miniature factory. What is the value you see of that over single stage loading?
It would take me a week. That's a couple hours every evening after work to prep, clean, set it up, and actually have a complete loaded shell. A week to make 100 of them.
Wow.
I can sit down in one evening, no stress, no nothing. I can do 100 in an evening, and I could do up to 400 in an evening if I wanted to.
Well, and I know some folks, and it's just a thought for you, who, if they need a lot of ammo, they'll actually get together with a buddy, and somebody's operating the handle or doing that, and one is filling the hoppers, because you got, keep everything full. You got to have brass. You got to have, powder. You got to have primers and all that. Keep everything moving, and it ends up being kind of almost like an assembly line. It's very possible to sit there and in an evening crank out several thousand rounds with two of you working.
Right. With my friend and I, we're retired. We're not in a hurry.
So anyway, I guess bottom line it for me. You love the 550?
Well, the added bonus to the 550 is there's no BS warranty. You have a perceived problem, they replace it.
Yeah, Dillon has always stood behind its products that way. A great company right there in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area. And by the way, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. By the way, if you want to check out something cool, check out Dillon's other things they do with, helicopters and machine guns and all sorts of cool stuff. Really interesting company. You can actually get the Dillon Blue Press. That's our catalog, which is very interesting. It got really cool stuff in it. If you're a reloader, let me know. 866-TALK-GUN.
This is Milo Lardbottom, Junior Under Assistant Deputy to the Assistant Director of Deputy Affairs for the Department of Homeland Security, with a special message for listeners of Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. We know who you are. We know where you are. You're right by your radio. We have special cameras that can see into your radio. I have a special monitor built into my aluminum foil helmet. We are watching you, so don't try anything funny, Buster.
Never wouldn't do it. James and Dustin, don't go anywhere. We're going to get you in just a sec. I do want to drop down to line one. Chris is with us out of Reno, Nevada as a follow-up to our last call. Hey, Chris, you're on Gun Talk.
Hey, Tom. So I just wanted to add on to your last caller. I actually have a Dillon XL 650, and I can easily reload 200 to 300 rounds at a moderate pace of 223, 762 by 54, and 243. So, I mean, that's just all by myself.
How long have you had your 650?
I actually got my 650 for Christmas. But before that, I was actually using an RCBS single stage press where I could easily do 300-400 rounds in an afternoon, 3-4 hours. But with that Dillon XL 650, especially with the die head that can change out, I've already got everything that's all pre-configured and preset. So, I load up the hopper. I got the feeder on there. I just load up the hopper, and all I got to do is crank out the shell and put a bullet on it. So, I think it's rated for like 800 rounds an hour if you were really trying to crank it out.
Right. So let me ask you a question. What motivated you to get a kind of a high production level reloader? Are you a competitive shooter? Are you shooting prairie dogs? Or why do you need to load so much ammo? What are you shooting it on?
So I belong to a gun group here in Nevada, just a bunch of guys
Right.
that got together, the 3% movement thing. And so they buy all the rounds, and I pick up the brass after they get done shooting it and reload it and then turn around and sell it back to them. So.
Okay. Well, that'll work then. Well, that is great. I appreciate the range report on the XL 650. Again, Dylan makes really good stuff. They're good people. They stand behind it. And, if you're at all interested in reloading, or actually they got a lot of other accessories and things they sell, check it out. And besides that, you'll probably enjoy the Blue Press, their calendar they put out. All right, let's scoot back up to line 3. James is with us out of Alabama. Hello, James.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. So you carry both open and concealed?
Yes, sir. I do. I carry open, concealed, open carry in Alabama, and I work in Mississippi. I open carry in Mississippi. Open carry in Dallas, not Dallas, but Texas and Louisiana too.
Okay. So if you have the option of going concealed or open, why do you go open? What's the benefit there?
I'm a retired police officer. I had 16 years of police department in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
If you open carry and the way you carry yourself, you're going to have a less chance that somebody's going to challenge you. Now, if I got it concealed,
mm-hmm.
he might challenge me, then I would have to use my weapon, and then I have to all the police reports start working. Then I got to call. I got insurance, so for liability insurance,
mm-hmm.
You can shoot somebody, and I don't use it. When I was FTO, a field training officer for a police department,
mm-hmm.
I never used the word deadly force. There is guys that have been shot and still live. So why you want to use the word deadly force?
Right.
I always said, if you fear for your life, you use that handgun or you use that shotgun or use that semi-automatic rifle. And you never shoot to kill. You shoot to stop.
Right, exactly. And it's an important point for people to understand. Yeah, it's an important. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever had a situation where you feel as though having that gun on in a way where people could see it, and frankly, and you're right, the way you carry yourself, a situation where you think that probably made a difference?
Well, I just carry for protection.
Okay.
I just carry for protection. I carry a Bianchi holster, which has got a snap on it. And when I was a police officer, I'd rather see an open carry and then not have one that concealed my friends. I've had about 5 friends that got shot in the line of duty, and
mm-hmm.
2 of them died. They didn't see that weapon. Now, if I can see a weapon, you got a weapon on your side. I know what you right-handed, left-handed. You got a nylon holster, or you got a snap holster, or if it's unsnapped. You're telling me a lot just looking at it.
Interesting. Yeah. And the other thing is, honestly, as a police officer, I'm just throwing this out for your consideration. If you see somebody open carrying, chances are that's probably not a bad guy.
It's not a bad guy. And I always told my young officers when I trained them, in Alabama, you consider everybody armed.
Sure.
When you stop that car, everybody, you say in your mind, everybody's armed.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at his hands and all that, how he reacts and everything. But when the guy got out and he had a handgun, I didn't draw down on him and all that stuff and nothing like that. And I said, because in Alabama, you got open carry. He's been had it since 1909.
Huh.
And I talked to him and give me a driver's license, all that. And when I'm saying that, I'm looking at the holster. I'm looking right hand and left hand, like you said, you know. And everything goes by. I've stopped guys with AR-15s in the pickup trucks. I've stopped guys with shotguns, and I don't have drama behind it. Say put your hands on the car and all that. You treat them with respect, and they're going to treat you with respect.
Sound like you were the kind of officer a lot of people would like to meet. I appreciate, James. That's good info. And, there are arguments both ways. And I think you made some really good presentations, some thoughts about open carry. Thank you, sir. Dustin's on line 5 out of Farmington, New Mexico. Dustin, you're on Gun Talk.
How you doing, Tom?
I'm great. Talk to me about the 365.
Yes, sir. I purchased the P365, I want to say April. Wasn't a SIG guy, but my dad had one. I shot it, loved it, picked myself up one. Then about a month later, a couple weeks ago, I saw, I was in the gun store, and they had this special edition, NRA special edition P365, so I had to have it. So I went ahead and bought it, but I haven't shot it or anything, but I was just curious. I haven't been able to find out how many of them were made, if it's just a limited run.
You know, I don't know. I saw that they had the NRA edition, but I don't know how many, and I don't know if it's a limited run. But let me do this. Let me throw you this thought. Did you see that they just announced this week that they now have a 15-round magazine for that?
I've got one coming. It'll be here next Friday.
Didn't take you long to get one ordered, did it?
No, sir.
I like it because I've been using the 12-rounder, and I'm thinking I got to get a 15 just to see how it is. I mean, it would be a great range gun and certainly would make it an even better house gun. But what I don't know yet is how much it extends the grip and if it's going to make a difference in terms of carrying it all day long. So, you have any thoughts?
Well, yeah, and I use the 12-round magazine as well. I've got two of them, and the special edition came with the 12-round mag as well. I know you brought this up earlier in your show about the 15-round magazine. Do you need 6, 7, 10, 12, 15? To me, to each his own, but I want to have as much ammunition as I can carry. When I'm considered carrying, if something happens and say, someone starts shooting up the joint and I'm the only one there with the pistol and there's multiple assailants.
We don't have a radio, we don't have backup, and we don't have vests, so we got to take care of it with what we have on us. Let me just real quick, because I got to run to the break. Did you see that they're also offering now the 365 with a manual safety?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they did. Now, I'm not going to go that way because I've pretty much gotten accustomed to striker-fired guns, and I don't need a manual safety on it. But for a lot of people who like to have that thumb safety or some kind of manual safety, that's going to appeal to them. Hey, I appreciate the call. I've got to scoot. They're rolling the music on me here. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. Be right back with more Gun Talk.
When the U.S. military's elite units and law enforcement agencies across the globe demanded innovation and reliability, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. When world champion professional shooters demanded precision accuracy, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. So it's no surprise more and more civilian gun owners are refusing to settle for anything less. They're choosing Sig Sauer firearms, ammunition, electro-optics, suppressors, air guns, and training. Sig Sauer. Never settle.
Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. The time is now to band together. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
Hi, this is Ryan Gresham with Gun Talk. Visit guntalk.com/win to enter our latest giveaway. This month, it's the Springfield Armory St. Victor rifle in .308. The St. Victor is a lightweight AR-10 weighing in at just 7.8 pounds and features a 16-inch barrel, M-LOK free float handguard, and flip-up sights. Enter now through June 28th at guntalk.com/win.
All right, another range report coming in here. Line 3, Jim's with us out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Jim, what you got?
Well, I just wanted to give you a range report. We've been practicing every Monday evening at the Indiana Gun Club. We have a very successful Scholastic Clay Target team with about 25 kids on it. Last year we had 3 of our seniors leave and go to Purdue to be on the team at Purdue, and one of them went to Martin Methodist on a full ride scholarship.
A shooting scholarship?
Yes, a shooting scholarship.
Whoa! Congratulations.
Thank you. His name is Reagan Harding, and they have an Olympic bunker trap there and a very successful coach. And he has aspirations to try to make possibly the Olympic team in the men's Olympic trap.
How long have you been coaching shooting?
Well, I'll be 65 here pretty soon, and I've been shooting since I was 15, and I've been coaching 4-H.
Oh man! Oh no! He just drove out of range. That's a killer. I am so sorry, Jim. Maybe we can get that information from you another time, because I just want to know how long. And he goes, and I've been coaching for, and it's gone. Oh well. Tell you what. How much time we got here, Jim? 2 minutes? 1 minute? Oh, we got time. Let's get Randall on here. Line 4 out of Redmond, Oregon. We're going to finally answer the question: 1911 or Glock, right? Hey, Randall.
Hey, thank you, Tom. I have several carry guns, but I've really kind of narrowed it down to my 1911. I love to carry it. I shoot it well. I shoot the Glock 19 really well too. You know, and that, I guess the thing is, the Glock is really practical. I can carry lots of ammo, and it conceals well. But I just love the 1911. So I shoot them both equally well. So what is your advice?
Okay. It's interesting you asked this, because I spent, Wednesday of this week all day with Jeff Hoffman from Black Hills Ammo. Jeff is the owner of Black Hills, but also 27-year sniper, sheriff department. Jeff he was able to carry his 1911 on duty as a deputy for many, many years. And when I'm with him, he's wearing a Glock 19. Interesting. Okay. So I asked him, what's the deal? He says, eventually they came to me and said, you can't do that anymore. We basically grandfathered you in, Grandpa. And he said, once I started carrying the Glock, it's lighter. It carries more ammo. It shoots well. It has all the arguments going for it. And I told him, I said, I'm the same way. 1911s are heavy. They're ammo limited. And I love shooting my 1911s, but I have about decided that's not going to be my carry gun anymore. And so that's kind of where I have fallen on it. Sounds to me like you're kind of having that same internal discussion.
Yeah, definitely the Glock is more practical for me. And right, the 1911 is heavy, but it's something, or some sense of pride and I don't know, something about the 1911 that's just more glamorous to carry. It's a beautiful gun.
And the other thing, they're wonderful pieces of machinery. The other thing is they shoot really well because they have great triggers. I mean, that's the thing the 1911 has. It's slim, it's thin, but you're also limited. Even in a 9mm 1911, you can get a 10-round magazine, but it's not going to be a 15 or 16 round. Does it matter? Probably not. But look, on any given day, I could argue it either way. It's why there's a discussion. If it were an easy answer, we wouldn't be discussing this all the time, right?
Right, yeah.
Well, so which way are you going to go?
I tend to carry the 1911 just because I love the gun. And if I love it, I tend to carry it more.
And that, by itself, is reason enough. You have made your decision. 45 or 9? What are you carrying?
45.
There you go. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the call. Yes, we're going to finally determine the outcome of the 1911 versus the double stack 9. The answer is carry the one you want to. But master it, whatever it is. Shoot a lot of ammo. 1,000 rounds is a good start. Actually, 1,000 rounds is a good day for a lot of us. That's a good day. I love that. Sometimes it'll actually take me 2 days to shoot 1,000 rounds. 866 Talk Gun. What are you carrying? What's in your holster? We do have some fun listeners. We were talking about the Botswana opening elephant hunting and the numbers on it. And Jerome writes in and says, all right, I ran the numbers. He says, if you got 27,000 elephants divided by 2, it's 13,500 cows. So I checked, they have a calf about once every 5 years. And Randy says, so they end up going to have about 2,000 calves a year, and they're going to take 700 a year is the number of tags they're going to put out. So there's still, the numbers of elephants are going to keep increasing even when they allow legal hunting there. Yeah, I know. But they don't like it. And you know why they don't like it? And I'm serious about this. It's not that they don't like hunting. It's not that they don't like hunters. What they don't like is the fact that you enjoy hunting. If you were to be miserable when you were shooting animals, they would be okay with that. That's why they will say it's okay to hire professional killers to go in and cull the herd. But it's not okay to let people pay toward conservation efforts to actually hunt because they would be enjoying the hunt. It really is as simple as that. I know it's weird, but there it is. Line 2, Tom's with us in Omaha, Nebraska. Hello, Tom, the P365. What are you thinking?
Well, I bought one with a manual safety, and when it comes, I'm going to change out the barrel for a threaded suppressor one that I bought.
Why did you go with the manual safety option?
Well, I already have one. I don't know. I just always like a manual safety on it. I don't know. Do you carry it with the safety on and like a 1911, or you just...
Well, I have the P365 that does not have a manual safety at all. And so it's more Glock-ish, if you will, or M&P or XD, or, it's that style of carry with, at the same time, I carried 1911s for 25 years, so I'm real familiar with thumb safeties and have no problem with it. It's kind of a matter of personal preference, I guess.
Yeah, well, I got a 1911 double stack Remington.
Oh, nice. That's a big old fat grip.
Yeah, and it's got a threaded barrel on it, so I don't know if I got enough guns, but I'm getting there.
Oh, and I think it's Michelle's asking, says, when I carried a 1911, did I keep the safety on or off? Always on. Oh, yeah. With a 1911 especially, you want the safety on. And part of the drill is you got to learn to, as you draw and come out, when you come up on target, the safety goes off. But the moment you come off of target, the safety goes back on. And you practice that 10,000 times, and you get really comfortable with the whole on target, the safety's off, and your finger's on the trigger. As soon as you come off the target, your finger comes off the trigger, and the safety goes back on. So it's not a big deal, is it? I mean, you can do that, Tom.
Yep, I know. Is that the same principle on that 365 with the manual safety, or?
Oh yeah, I would think so. I mean, same deal. I would. You just got to practice, sweeping it off as you come up on target. But when you're at low ready, like if you come out and you got to hold your gun at low ready, safety's on. And then as you come up on target, it's just a real simple move to flick that safety off with your thumb. But, and now you can actually come up on target, you can put your finger on the trigger, but that doesn't, and I tell people, that does not mean you're going to fire just because you have your finger on the trigger. You should be able to control that trigger and not pull it, even with your finger on the trigger. So there it is. Tom, I appreciate it. I know you're going to love your 365. Everybody does. It's a really cool gun. I cannot wait to get one of the 15-round mags for it and try that. I know I'm going to like it at the range. I know I'm going to like it as a defensive gun for home. What I don't know yet until I try it is if I will actually carry it that way. Thank you for your call, sir. I appreciate that. I'm less of a manual safety guy than I used to be. On 1911s, I get it. Makes sense. On striker fire guns, less so, I guess. I don't know. Hey, if you'd like to be part of the after show, call me right now, 866-TALK-GUN. By the way, be sure to tune in to the after show. You can download it wherever you get your podcast or on your Gun Dealio app on your smartphone. In the meantime, go out and do some more shooting and find somebody to go with you. We need more people in the shooting sports. Be careful out there. See you next week.